Hello everyone, my name is Guido van der Graaf or Guido. Welcome very much with this second video about how do we use Google Trends in combination with Google Data Studio to forecast tourism recovery or tourism demand in Europe. In the first video, we learned you how to use the dashboard. In the second video, we're going to learn how we can adapt the dashboard. So let's have a look at the different elements we're going to discuss. Then if you already know some things, you can quickly jump to the right point in the video by using the chapter. So if you want to learn about a specific chapter, you can directly click on the chapters in the top of the YouTube movie. Well, the first part is about how to get into Google Data Studio. If you already have an account, then that's probably very easy and you can skip that part and you can go immediately to changing the search term. We made a chapter about how to change the country of a search term, how to change a data source, the data that you connect to that is a specific search term in combination with a country, how you can change the data range, how you can copy the graphics of the dashboards and change it. And last, which is quite an important part, how you can ask your own API key for the Gtrends connector with Strategic. Also learn more about that in the document on the CBI market information website that you can find in the description of the YouTube movie. We're going to start with a country example. In this case, it's the country example of Germany, and the dashboard is 90 days. So what we like to do is, okay, let's see if we can change some key phrases and see if we maybe can copy the whole dashboard into a new country. So let's get started. The first thing you need to do is you need to log in your Google account to be able to adjust Google Trends dashboard in Data Studio. Data Studio is also a Google tool, therefore you need to be logged in. So let's log in, and I'm going to do that through a Google account. So I'm opening here a new fenster and I'm just Googling for a Google account. I think that's pretty easy to do. Note that I'm in Nepal, so the default language is Nepali, but I will change that later in English. So Google account, and here, don't click on the Google Ads, but click here on the second one, the real one, Google account. That's where you can log in. So I already have an account, of course, but I need to log in. And now you see the English version, and it's giving me, yeah, a headache. Sorry, the problem was that the recording things was in front of it. Okay, so Guido, Zambia, I just example 19298 is my account. Then I'm going to log in with my password. Let's not put that on video. I don't need this. I do this later. And now I'm logged in a Google account. Now I'm going back to my Data Studio. And now I need to first refresh. So I can refresh by clicking here on the refresh button, do F5, or simply click enter. So I clicked enter. And the Google dashboard will slowly repopulate. And now something changed. Now, if you know what, then you are a superhero. But if you have noticed very, very well, then you saw here that suddenly here comes an extra icon. I can now copy this report, and I have to copy the report to be able to change anything. So that's what I'm going to do. Copy the report. And then, of course, I am not yet known into Google Data Studio. If you are, then this will be easier, but most maybe not. So I need to assign myself to Google's Data Studio. So I will click here, the Get Started button. I have to put in my name, my company's name. So Guido's Zambia is my company name. I'm from Nepal, that's interesting. And I click on agree, and now I should have access. Oh, what kind of emails do I want? Yeah, let's give me some tips. No. Market research, no. Finished. Yes. Okay, so I'm now logged into Google Dashboard, and you saw very quickly up in the left side of your screen, go further with your previous action. Meaning, again, I have to click on copy my dashboard here in the top right corner next to share. Copy this report. So I'm copying here the report, and you see I have a lot of data sources, but I shared all these data sources with anybody who likes that. So no need to do anything here. Only thing you need to do is copy report. So here we go. Copy report, and we'll slowly let the magic work. So here it goes. Yes. Fantastic. So here we have a copy of my report. Now I can do two things. I can change, for example, the country. So let's do this. Let's do, for example, I don't want to make this Germany, but maybe I would like to have this Austria. And then we are here. And what we now have to do is, well, we can do a lot of things, but what we can do, for example, is change the data. So here you see I have a key phrase, Airbnb, and then you see, okay, these were in the last 90 days. This is, yeah, correct. The searchers in Germany on Airbnb. And then you see when Airbnb went to do the IPO, went to the go on public trade, a lot of people from Germany got interested in Airbnb. But if I very quickly want to change Airbnb, because okay, I think that's not nice, but I would like to know, and we have to know that this is Germany. I would like to change this into Flüge. And Flüge is German for flight. And then you see that it changed from Airbnb into Flüge. So how did I do that? I clicked on the data source. I see here the data source. I went all the way down, and I changed here the key phrase. So in parameters all the way down, and I changed here the key phrase. But I could also change the country. So let's, for example, go to, let's go for an English speaking country. That is easy, huh? United Kingdom. And I would like to know in United Kingdom, not Airbnb, not Flüge, but holiday home. So let's have a look, holiday home. Holiday home in the last 90 days. Now here we see these are the searches for holiday home. But you've also seen that this is keep on saying Airbnb. So this is interesting if you quickly want to know things for yourself. But if you want to share this with others, then you also would like that this changes into holiday home. So just for the sake of making an English version, let's go to make this. I was searching for an English-speaking country also in Europe, which I don't think exists. So let me do this as an example. Doesn't matter. Go for Australia. So I'm now making this for Australia. Now what I need to do is I can check all these different sources here behind. And if I click on resources, I can then click on manage my data sources. So then I click on manage my data sources, and here do I see all those sources that I used in my report. There can be some problems with some connections. Doesn't matter. If you have an issue, always send an email to me. I'm more than happy to help you. My email is somewhere in the documents. So what I need to do here is, if I want to change this Airbnb, I need to duplicate it. So here I have Airbnb Germany, and I need to duplicate this key phrase. And now that you see that I'm duplicating this key phrase, I need permission. So that's okay. So the only thing you need to do now is going for authorization. And now I need to link my data studio with the data behind it. So you just follow your own email address. So click on an email address, and then it connects to the data source. And then you'll see the data source behind it goes through an API, and this API that attaches Google Data Studio with Google Trends is called Gtrends, and it's made by Strategic, but we need to authorize that. So we click here again on authorize. And now we are clicking here on the email. And now I'm connected. I have to go one more time below, and I'm here, allow. And now I am connected. And it slowly fetches the data. And now I can change it into anything I like. So we had this example that we don't want Airbnb, we want holiday home. So I change here the phrase in holiday home. Holiday home. And I change my region in United Kingdom. Australia, that's what we said, in Australia. And then I reconnect, and then I need to also change this here, that it has the right name, I forgot. So this is holiday home Australian. You can, now I made it, call it Australia CBI. You can call it anything you like for yourself. Reconnect, allow, and then we go over. Now you have to do one more thing, because here we have now holiday home, and here we see, okay, what is called a dimension. That's how you can later see it back in your report. And what is the description? That's how you saw it there on the top of your report. You need to change that also into your key phrase. So holiday home, and here also change this into holiday home. Now I click on finish, and I click close. And now I have to change this from Airbnb into holiday home. So what I'll do here is I click on the cross, select the data source, and you see it here on the top, holiday home Australia. Now what you need to do again is, because you have here the last 5 years, you need to click on dimension, date, and it goes into my standard format of the last year. If you want to change that format, that it goes into the last year, because maybe you want to see the last 2 years, which could make sense, then you need to scroll down here in your data. Remember, data is where you find all your data. Sometimes you accidentally click on style. This is how you can make everything beautiful with different colors on different lines. But in data, we have to work when we work with our data. So we go down, and here you see default date range custom. I click here on this, and then I can change the date. So for example, here I have today, so it always looks at today minus 12 months. So this is the last year. But if I want to do the last 2 years, I just do 24 months, right? So 24 months. I apply, and here I see that last 24 months for holiday homes. And what you can see really nicely here is that holiday homes were having already two peaks uh, before um, COVID-19. And here also some new peak, maybe the ones that holiday homes were allowed to go to again, and a lot of people were going for that. But you see that here the level is actually on the same level as it was here in December 2018. So it's actually doing better than 2019. So this is how you can play with the date and with the different phrases. So let's just do one more. But let's do this a little bit different. Let's assume that you like everything that is here. Also note that if you everything is now connected to Germany, if you want to change that into Australia, you also need to do it in the way that I just said, or you're going to do that quick and dirty, and then you can change here down the name, the country. So for example, here for Germany, I can do Australia, Australia, here we go, Australia, and here hotels, I do Australia, yeah, Australia, yep. And now this data here in the top trees are all Australia. I'm sorry, that works pretty easy, I think. Now what you also could do, and for that we go to page 8, is if we go to page 8, what we could do is we can just add an extra one. So if you want to add one, you just select the graph, you go to edit, you click on copy, you go your mouse outside of the graph, and then you go back to edit and you do paste. And then the graph just copies basically itself on top of the other one. Now I have two of the same, and then I can easily change this one again. So I could go to resource, manage edit data source, and I'm going to copy the interpret one. Basically, you don't really have to copy the same name. It's just actually. So interpret, here it is. I duplicate interpret, and now I already have access to Gtrends, so this goes in one go. And I'm curious what people search for TUI. In this case, I'm gonna do that for the UK, because Australia, I'm not sure if TUI also works in Australia. So TUI, and here in the United Kingdom, and then I click on reconnect, allow, and so do you want to change? Absolutely. So I click on apply, and here I have to change my dimension so that I know what it was. Yeah, TUI, and here the description TUI, and I click on finished, and I close, and then I remove my data source here, and I select a new data source. Here's TUI, and then I click on dimension day, and then you see that TUI is a relatively new brand if you looked at the last 5 years. So here's the last year, and so the demand for TUI in the UK is still going down. So that's not a very promising sign, actually. So I think I'll give you some nice examples how you can adapt. If you want to do things quick and dirty, you just click on a data source, go down and change any phrase you like. So this was, what do I like to know now? I would like to know the, um, I would like to know some self, self-drive. In self-drive, of course, English, so I need to go to United Kingdom. So self-drive, United Kingdom, and let's see how that happens. This was last 90 days. Well, let's go in the last 5 years. And then it goes automatically to that 1 year because that's how I formatted. And there we see self-drive searches are doing pretty well in the last summer, and now they're a little bit better uh, again because of the second wave. Good luck. Do send me a line if you like to know more. Also, if you want to create a lot of Google Trends, go to the Gtrends app by Strategic yourself. So if you want to go to the Gtrends app by Strategic, you get your own code. So if you really want to make this for your own DMO, then please take your own number. So Gtrends app, and then here you can go to the introductory blog post, and then here you can ask with your email for an API key. So this API key then gives you an individual API key, and that's this API key. And then we share the load. So if you're really going to use this a lot, please ask yourself for the Gtrends key.